everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hey, Rick, I see you're on. Hope all's well with you, too. I don't know if you got any updates on your 55. I didn't see anything on Facebook. But always good to see progress. I don't know if you were able to do anything with that engine block yet. I don't know if you found a machinist or something for that. Excuse me. Yeah, so the week is gone by. We've been getting inundated with rain down here in our sunny Florida. Not so sunny right now, but making things happen. See, somebody's calling on the phone. I don't know who that is. But yeah, getting a shuffle in the shop, getting some fresh rides in the shop. Last Thursday we had a grudge car come in for some repair work. It turned out to be a lot more than originally thought, but we got it done, or I got it done. And we've got a C10 in the shop now for a Holley Terminator Stealth system. I'm going to get cracking on that thing probably tomorrow or the next day. I have the Corvette back together, but with all the rain and the shop being packed with cars, I haven't been able to get very much done with that yet. With the grudge car in the shop, and I had Chuck's truck in the shop for a while, which that's now in the trailer, and Dave's car, which was in the trailer, is now in the shop. Trying to keep those vehicles out of the rain, so haven't been able to get anything done with that. Rick says no work this weekend, no progress. All right, no problem. I mean, you can't get stuff done every week. I can attest to that completely. One of the other things I was able to get done this week, I showed you guys last week, I got the compressor house pretty well finished up. Well, when I was doing the drag car repair, I really needed to use my belt sander and a couple of grinders that are air operated. I've been not really been working around them, but on this project I really needed it, so I decided to go ahead and start installing the air lines in the shop. And actually all I did right now is I knocked a hole through the wall and ran the air hose through the wall, so it was actually inside the shop, so I could use the sander and stuff instead of running around the outside of the building like I used to do. So let me give you guys show you guys what I used. Let's see here. I don't have these in order, but we'll go ahead and show them anyway. So I bought a DeWalt. There's a lot of companies out here that make these, but it's HPDE aluminized tubing. It has like a 500 psi burst pressure. So it's a HPDE outer liner and inner liner with thin aluminum tubing in the middle of it. So you get that. You get these outlets. Let me get these outlets. It's got compression fittings and all the tools and everything, drain valves and stuff. So let me I didn't put these in order, so let me just go ahead and well, here, let me go back one. So this is what the breakdown of the tubing looks like. So you have a HDPE, I said it wrong, which is like a plastic material, outer liner. You have an aluminum tubing that makes it strong and pressure resistant. Then you have a nice HPD inner liner that makes very smooth airflow in there. Hey Bill, how you doing? So in my past shops, for all these years, I've always had PVC airlines. I did have one shop in in the 90s that had to go through city approval, so we had galvanized pipe airlines. But that galvanized pipe isn't a great medium for airline because water sits in it and it's steel, and the galvanized and rust and stuff can accumulate in the pipes and blow out the lines and stuff. So if you're using a blowgun, crap can come out of the lines. If you're spraying yourself, I mean, you could embed in your skin. If you're spraying something else, it could scratch or dig into whatever you're working with. So that's not really a good thing, but in that city, that's what they required, that or copper, and that was very expensive. But all my other shops over all these years, I've always used Schedule 40 PVC pipe, and it works well. It's not the greatest. You have to really be careful with when you open and close the air lines, because hard air surge, if you snap the ball valve quickly, you can crack the dried out pipe. Obviously in Florida everything gets pretty dried out, so it's not the greatest, but it works good. It's easy to repair. My big shop in Boca years ago, we actually had a 2-inch trunk line that went completely around the building and then ran 3/4 off of that to drops, so that you could shut the system down in stages, and it was pretty elaborate, but it's not up to code. People tell you really shouldn't be using it because it will break if you're not supported properly, or again, like I said, if you open and close a ball valve very quickly and put a big flyback of air pressure through the line, it'll break the line. So it's not the safest. So when I built this shop, I thought I really want to put something nice in. Hey Chuck, how you doing? Yeah, Benj is in the house tonight. It's been raining, and the wife came and got him, and he's been doing good though. But yeah, so an airline system like this is a much better system to use. And I decided I really wanted to do something that was legit. So it's in a great picture, but you can kind of see how this all lays out. You roll this tubing out on the ground, get it straight, and then you can put it together. It's got like compression fittings and stuff in it. So that's what I went ahead and did. Let me see here. I think that's, yeah, so this is the kit I actually bought. Again, like I said, it's DeWalt. There's other brands many brands that sell this stuff. You can get it on Vivor. Amazon's got tons of it. I figured DeWalt was a name brand, so let me go ahead and get that. But it's got like compression fittings. It's got O-rings that seal everything off and stuff like that. So that's what we went ahead and used. So let me go ahead and show you that. You guys, it might not have been on before. This is the back of the building, and that's the airline. So that building I built with material left over from the main building. When I had them build it, I told them to leave all the scraps. I would take care of all the scraps, and they left enough material that I was able to build this entire compressor room all off of material that they left behind. So it's 12 foot high against the back wall, and 8 foot. I think it's 8 foot long and 4 foot deep. So I got plenty of room for storage. So you can see it still needs to be cleaned out, but now the compressor's in its own room. There's a picture of the roof. So here I finally got the sheet metal had been laying against the fence for almost 5 years. So I went ahead and cleaned it all up. So that's the front of the building now. It's got 2 double doors there. Actually, I guess the building might be a little bit longer than 8 foot, but big wide doors. And you can see with them opened up, there's plenty of room in there. I can get diagonally, I can get 12 foot sticks of roll bar tubing in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put a rack in the middle here for shelving, to put smaller, like anything under 2 foot. So, small pieces and stuff like that. And you can see here where I kind of cheated. and I ran a hole through the wall and just shoved the air hose through there last week so I could get the job done that I was working with instead of having airlines running through. All right, so now that I have I went ahead and I didn't get a picture because it's been raining this afternoon of the airline hooking up to the compressor, but this is a little video, 2 little videos I put together. You can hear the rain in the background of getting the airlines run on the inside. Oh. Compressor room that goes up in the shop. All right, so now that I have my compressor house finished, I've got my switch to turn the compressor on and off, and there's my air lines going in to the compressor room that goes up in the shop, and we got all these nice aluminum lines run throughout the shop with a quick release and vent right there, water drain. So first shop with actual real life aluminum airlines. Went ahead and made 3 legs in the shop, 1 in the back, 1 in the front, and 1 all the way in the back, the front, and on the side. So one thing I wanted to show, I didn't do a very good job at it, but if you look here, instead of the air connector, quick connector, air chuck, whatever you want to call it, coming out horizontally, I always use 90-degree elbows so the airline pulls straight down to the ground. Just keeps everything, makes it all stronger. And that way you don't have your airlines pulling on the fittings and stuff. Just works out real well. And of course, right at that same point, we have a ball valve for a water vent, so you can drain the water out of each line. Went ahead and made 3 legs in the shop, 1 in the back, 1 in the front, and 1 all the way in the back, the front, and on the side. So all the way down there at the garage door, and then the line goes all the way back to the back. So yeah, that's the basics of it. I didn't, like I said, it's raining, so I wasn't able to get the picture of the connections inside the building. So I got some steel braid hose coming from Race Part Solutions to finish that up. I always like to have a flex line between the compressor and the wall, so when the compressor shakes and stuff, it doesn't fatigue the lines. But it came out real nice. I can't wait to get the last section hooked up, and then it'll be great. I can leave the ball valve in the compressor room on, and I got the ball valve right at the back wall, right next to the switch to turn the compressor on and off. So that'll work out great. I can turn the compressor on and off from inside the shop. Don't even have to go outside. It's going to be really handy. I've struggled for the last 4.5 years not using any air tools. I've bought a lot of battery stuff to replace that, but now I can go back to using some of my fab tools. You know, I've got a couple different 90-degree drills and belt sanders and 90-degree grinders and cutoff wheels and stuff like that. So it's going to be real nice to be able to use that stuff again. And the plasma cutter. I've really worked around not using the plasma cutter as much as I should, just because I was too lazy to go turn the compressor on, open the garage door, pull in the air line inside the front of the door, run the door back down. You know, it was a lot of work around, especially when you would just have to cut something off. It might take you 10 minutes. So I always just kind of went away from using it at all. So, but you know, progress is made. So that was good. So that's 99% done now, and I'll be able to show you it in working process next week. So one of the things that came in during the week was this grudge car. I've worked on this car in the past. I've helped them at the track, and I was trying to make a little video on it. So I've got it partially made. So I'll go ahead and show that to you guys now. All right. So let me get it queued up here. All right, so here's a little video on the Camaro that we worked on this week. All right, so today we have this 5th gen Camaro bracket grudge car in the shop, and had to do a repair on the parachute mount. That bar there right through here was all cracked and broken, so I welded that up already before I thought about getting some video on it. But so now I need to reinforce it. The reason it broke is they have this bracket here for a push bar, and it's hard to see, but the parachute tab is going uphill into the car, and then this is hanging down even farther. So when they're pushing a car around, they're putting a lot of pressure on that top piece, and it broke it. So thank God they never used the parachute, because if they had, it'd have probably broke the back of the car off. But anyway, so what I'm doing now is I made this plate here, and we're going to weld it to the crossbar, and then we got 4 rosettes to go on the parachute bar. So it's going to get welded in like that. You get welded in like that, and you can see here that these are really close to these diagonals, so that's going to really give it some good torsional strength. So we're going to go ahead and weld that in now, and then we're going to fix the push bar piece to make less leverage on this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and weld this now. Yeah, so there's the piece that's all tacked in. Now I'm going to weld up the rosettes and then weld it across the back here, and then that will repair the inside of the parachute mount. Okay, so there's our parachute mount repair. So you saw I welded the tube together, and then I put that brace in. Now I can't get around that bar to weld it because the car is already assembled. So we put 4 rosette welds down the center of that tube, and then a good welded section across that bar where it intersects those 2 diagonals. So that should be really good. That should be a good fix now. So now we just got to make the sleeve for the push bar, and the back of the car will be finished. Of course, we'll get a little bit of paint on that. So waiting on the pin. As soon as the pin gets here, we'll go ahead and start making that piece. All right, so we're at the back of the car now, and there's the parachute mount. You saw us weld the repair, do the repair. So this is the push bar bracket that used to sit on like that. Well, that was putting a lot of leverage this way on it. In fact, you can see that they've already ripped the tabs off of it. So we're going to do it the way I normally do these. So I took a solid pin, made it machine fit. Now we'll drill and weld it into this piece here, and that'll be the new push bar mount. So now I'm going to go ahead and drill this and mount it, but we're going to take this piece out of the car and do it off the car. So let's go and get this done. So I just took this parachute mount out. You can see that because they were pushing on the bolt out here, the whole mount is bent. So we're going to have to straighten that out too. Didn't recognize that originally, but we're going to get this all straightened out. There you might be able to see how it's bent. I'll get that all straightened out, and we'll get this thing finished. All right, so we have the parachute mount out of the car. We've got our angle finder positioning it to the same angle that is in the car, so that way the push tube will be straight up and down. Have our hole saw. That's going to go through right there. And there's our push pin. So that's going to sit just like that, coming out of out of the parachute mount. So I'm gonna go ahead and drill this now. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and drill this now. Alright, so we get our hole drilled now so we can put our push rod through it. Alright, so there's our tube going through. We have to clean this up before we can weld it. I just wanted to show you how it's going to work. So you got a push pin, push that in, that releases it. So if you look down inside, there's a step down in there. So this side, the pin doesn't grab. But on the other side, on this side, the pin will go in and it's locked. It can't come out. So that's how the push pin will be, and it'll go in the back of the car like that. So when it's in the back of the car, it'll look like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up and weld it, and then we can reinstall it in the car. I want to go ahead and stop that for a minute. Mike had a good question there. Hey Cole, how you doing? So, yeah, when you drill that big hole in there, you're putting a solid tube in there and you're fully welding it on both sides. So, I believe it's as strong or stronger because the tubing is only like 59 thousandths wall chrome moly to start with. And now we've got a bar, a piece of tubing in there that on one side is like 175 thousandths, and then on the other side where the receiver part or the release part, it's still like 130 thousandths thick. So as long as you get good welds on there, I think it's still going to be fine. I've done this on over a dozen cars that used the parachute all the time. One of them was a pro mod that I drove, pulling the chutes at 240 mile an hour, and we've never had an issue with that. So I believe that, you know, if as long as you get a good, clean source and it's welded properly, I think it actually makes the bar stronger. So, and it definitely is way better for pushing the car with the golf cart, or a lot of guys use smart cars and stuff like that, because now you've got a solid tube that's going straight to the chassis, where the bracket that was on here before, the leverage point was so high, you know, from just pushing the car. And this car doesn't get run very often, so you can only imagine if it was a car that was campaigned weekly or monthly, how bad it would have been. So, yeah, I don't believe it would hinder that bar at all. Never mind. I see how you're building it now. Yeah, no problem. We'll go ahead and continue the little video there. All right, so there it is, all welded up. So we're just gonna put some fresh paint on it and reinstall it. So of course I was an idiot, and I've repaired this bracket here, and didn't show you before it was repaired. It was all bent up pretty bad and really wasn't lining up anything. The fender, both the fender and the lower piece of the fender that goes on the back side of the header, it all fits on this piece here for the exhaust to go through. So I got that all sorted out. Now I'm working on the door. We got a bad gap here. The window is catching the frame, and the window mount is loose to the body, so we're going to go ahead and start repairing that now. All right, well, it's Monday afternoon, and we have the car all set up. Parachute's all fixed up. It's all good. Push bar. We're able to make the modification to the upper door handle, door hinge. So now the door's lined up. Shuts and closes without digging into the body like it was doing before. Glass fits nice and good. Locks right in. We got the lower mount all straightened up. We got the Zeus's all put back in. Headers lined up. Car's been aligned, corner balanced. 4 links squared. Got the Zeus fasteners back in the front end, so that's all ready to go back together. Yeah, so I still got a couple more pieces of video I got to put on there, but that's the car was crashed in November up at Orlando. Not bad, just swiped the wall, and so the header it has a bullhorn that goes on top of the collector, and it got bent into the door, and so all that assembly there had to be repaired. Obviously the body had to have some small repairs, and then while they were doing all that work, that's when they saw that the push bar piece was all bent and the parachute was dangling. So got that all squared away now, and the car is all back together and back to the owner, and he's ready to go testing. So that car will be back out here soon. Hey Chuck G, thanks for that. Yeah, so we're making some progress on stuff like that. I don't normally do a lot of chassis type repairs anymore. I used to do a lot of that back in the day, but kind of backed out of that. But it was good to get it done. It was nice, have a nice in and out job. So that's gone now. So now we'll get to work on this 64 C10. It's got I think it's got a 6.0 in it, and we're going to go ahead and it's got a carburetor on it of all things. So we're going to go ahead and put a Terminator X stealth system on it, and that'll be next week's project. And I'm going to try to find some time to get the Corvette finished. I got a couple 4 or 5 things on Dave's car for a final punch out for that. Get that finished up here in the next week or two. And hopefully find a couple minutes to try to get the NASCAR Cup car back finished up. Hey Ryan, how you doing? Yeah. SEMA crunch in full effect. Yeah, you're making good progress, but yeah, November's coming quick. I get it. So I think it's looking great. The grill you built for that thing is fantastic. Is that you didn't really show any in your picture at how the construction was. Was that made out of aluminum, or did you modify an existing grill or something? But it looks really cool. And the colors, the more color you put down and the stripes and everything, the better that thing's looking. So it's going to be crazy cool when you have it all back together. And happy belated birthday to you. But yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at with that stuff. I don't know if I had it when last week, but my buddies up at Race Part Solutions sent me a nice billet ring for V-bands for the 4200. So that's got to go on the exhaust pipe going onto the turbine housing. The one that was on there originally was like made out of muffler pipe or something. It was sheet metal, and it was all rotted out. And I was trying to put ultra copper on it so to try to keep the exhaust from sucking air or leaking there and giving the wideband a bad signal. So that's going to happen here soon. Ryan says several trips to Home Depot on the grill. Ah, cool. Inside corner wall trim. Oh, okay. No, it came out awesome. It's fantastic with raw materials which you can make out of stuff, But yeah, I can't wait to when you get that thing to SEMA, we can get a good walk around when you got it all back together. That's going to be great. Really, I know, you don't like showing everything in your work and stuff, but I definitely like to get a good walk around video to show everybody that comes on the channels. Ryan, you always come out on Tuesday nights, and it'd be really cool to let everybody see your handiwork and body and paint. You're definitely the professor of body and paint for sure. I mean, that truck is coming out phenomenal. And you got to get it done so you can get back on your Vega. So I'm trying to get back on my Monza or Skyhawk, but yeah, your Vega is going to be an outstanding piece when you get that finished also. But yes, that's where we're kind of at the shop now. Got a couple projects we got to finish up. Finn is coming back from I think he's in Norway next month, so I need to get the Corvette finished up. I kind of been dragging my feet on that. Not really dragging my feet, but working on it when I've got spare time, being he was out of town and trying to get stuff that needs to get in and out better off. No problem, Ryan. It'd be awesome when we can share it. That thing is phenomenal. But yeah, so we're trying to get all that stuff done. One of the things I need to get the LS Fest video finished. Actually, I need to get it started. I haven't even started on it. Just been busy. But want to get that done. And for you guys that are in the southeastern area, Turkey Rod Run's coming up Thanksgiving weekend. Normally I don't get to go to that except for maybe one day if we have Thanksgiving in Florida. Sometimes we have it in Massachusetts. This year we're just going to have some we're having traveling issues to get up to Massachusetts, and so we're going to stay home, and which gives me the opportunity to go up to the Rod Run for multiple days. So got to talk to the guy that puts on the vintage race car area in the garage suites there at Daytona, and try to get the Cup car in there and get that thing all finalized. Maybe even get it to a track day before we take it up there, so it's actually been on track. But I'd like to I need to get that thing wrapped up so that we can move that on, and that can become somebody else's fun toy to go do track attacks and autocross and road course racing and vintage road racing with SVRA or HSR, whatever somebody decides to do with the car, but or show it, whatever. But it'd be really great to get that completed so that we can get back on the Monza or Skyhawk project, because I really want to get that thing moving along. It's been sitting way too long, and I really need to get something that I can drive on the street. So I need to get that thing moving along so we can get back going to some cruise-ins and some local car shows and do some autocross and try to have the car dialed in for LS Fest next year. And depending on when we get it done, possibly maybe a couple Good Guys events or something. But the main thrust is to get it to LS Fest for next year. And then after that fall, then blow the car back apart and do all the paint and finish the body and get the interior done, so that in 2026 we can try to do the Optima Ultimate Street Car Series. That's what my end game is with that car. Is I want to be able to go to a couple events, a couple of those events with it, and along with doing autocross events, large ones like some of the autocross with Good Guys, maybe SVRA or NSRA, sorry, Hot Rod Association, National Street Rod Association, and do some local autocross events too, and then also be able to have a car to go cruising to our local cruise-ins and stuff like that. So that's stuff we're going to be working on here in the future. But like I said, next week we'll start on the C10, get that thing moving along. I won't have a fuel pump until hopefully Holly is going to ship the fuel pump on Friday, so it won't be running by next Tuesday. But at least I'd like to have a good portion of it done, and I can make a little show you guys about that. And I definitely need to get some more videos back up on the channel. I haven't put a video out since last May. So those are things we're working on. Trying to think what else has been going on. We went to a local cruise-in. That was probably 2 weeks ago. I don't know if I mentioned it. We took Benji, the new shop inspector. He hung out at the car show really well, did a good job. Of course, we didn't have any vehicles there. Mike says, do they have drive and drag style events for autocross? Well, yeah, so your local autocross clubs don't really, but like LS Fest, they call it the Grand Champions contest. So there you do drag racing. You do 2 different tracks of autocross, and you do you can also do a road rally, and then you get scored off of all those things, and that's how you become you get the highest score after it's all said and done. You would win the grand champion of either the late models or vintage, which is 99 and older, or trucks. They have 3 groups. And then, of course, the Optima Series Ultimate Streetcar Series, there they have design and engineering, which is scored by your overall build, how you laid things out, how you engineered, and how what your thought process was for the way you designed the car and built the car. I mean, obviously, on those and some of the newer class cars, it's mainly bolt-ons and wide you put them on and stuff. On a car like mine, the entire car is a work of engineering, hopefully good engineering. But so you get points for that. They do a road rally where you have to drive like a predetermined course, 20 to 50 miles, depending on which tracks they are and what the roads are in that area. Autocross, they do the 3S. Oh, I forgot. LS Fest also does the 3S, which is start, slalom, stop. So they do that in an Optima Series also. And then in Optima Series, they also have a track attack where you actually make laps on a road course. So, and they combine all those scores, and that's how you get who wins the event in each category. There they have like 6 or 7 classes. And of course, at the Ultimate Streetcar Challenge, everybody that is the highest ranked in your division, so there I would be in GTV, which would be vintage. whoever gets the highest of that event, say like their season openers in Sebring. So whoever wins Sebring, highest accumulative points from the design engineering, the 3S, the autocross, completed the road rally and track attack, see what your lap time was. Whoever gets the highest scoring, they give you 100 for the fastest, and it's scored, I think, 2 or 4 points back for each person behind you. And then, so that whoever wins then gets an automatic invite to the finale for Optima Series, which is at SEMA. Now, if obviously in Sebring, everybody's starting out with 0, but as you go through the season and you go to the different tracks, if the person that wins already has their invite, then the person behind him will get the invite, or they'll keep going back until they get somebody that was actually not already invited. And that's how they build their field for the SEMA show, in which they have a big runoff, and that's for the series champion for the year. And it's kind of cool because the production company that runs that deal is FM3, and they're the ones that do all the Optima series. They do Hot Rod Power Tour. They do LS Fest, Mopar Fest, Ford Fest. They have a cruise, a 5-day autocross and country drive that they put on during the beginning of the year, where every day you do an autocross, and then you drive 100 to 200 miles to the next event, and they'll have like dinners set up and maybe shop tours that are along the route. That deal there is more of a charity type deal. Everybody puts in money into the pot for the charity, and they raise money for different nonprofit organizations. But they do a really good job. Jimmy Day is the owner of the or president, I guess. I don't know what their legal status is, but he runs this show. He's a really great guy. He's an autocrosser and a car nut himself, so he gets it, and he really puts on great shows. And I just want to do more of his events, because they're awesome events. Mike says, what I mean, drive and drag to the track race, drive to the next track. Yeah, yep. Yeah, so they have all those different, their charity ride is like a drive and drag, where you actually compete and go to each one. But even like at LS Fest, the 2 different autocross tracks, one's at Beach Bend at the racetrack in the oval track. The second course is at the National Corvette Museum, which is about 7-8 miles away. So you have to drive back and forth each day to get to each event. And if you don't make one event, then you get a DNF for that event. So then that would hurt your scoring. So, and it's all scored basically the same way, where the highest person in that class gets the 100 points, and then it graduates backwards as it goes down the list. So you can do average in the drag race, but do really good in the autocross at, say, NCM, and do pretty good at Beach Bend, but you still may beat everybody else if they're scored behind you. Because on the drag race portion, it's it gets timed completely different. And of course, on all autocross and events like that, Optima Series, all that, you don't change tires or anything like that. All those series, you have to have a 200 or higher tread wear. When you come in and get teched, they mark your tires, and you have to run those same tires the entire event. You can't change your tire. I don't know what the exact rule is. If you ran over something and got had a tire go bad, you could probably get the tech guys to inspect your replacement tire and get away with that, but you're not allowed to change it. Like for the drag strip, you got to run a 200 plus tire. So obviously it keeps the speeds down. Although this year there were 2 guys that broke into the 9s on a 200 treadwear, so that was pretty cool. Most cars with the 6 to 700 horsepower range are usually running in the low 10s or mid 10s, just because your suspension is set up for road course and for turning and not for drag racing, so it's not optimized for drag racing. But it's a blast. It is a blast. Down the road, as far as drive and drag, down the road, since I've got that suspension stuff I got from my buddy Ed, I am looking for some type of small car, possibly, hopefully, a Vega, to build a little drive and drag car. I probably end up flipping it, but I'd like to do at least one sick week. They're doing sick smoky here in October. Well, I'd love to do that. That would be an awesome. I don't know how good the drag strips are going to be on that route around in the Tennessee area, but the drives will be incredible. So that would be really cool to do that, and I'd like to at least do that at least one time, even if somebody else has a drag car and they want a co-pilot and a mechanic to come with them. I'm in. Just let me know. Let's do it. But it'd be cool to go out. Bill and his wife Dawn do it every year. I help them with their car as much as I can. It'd be really great that we could all do an event together. That'd be fantastic. And of course, as far as it's not as much competition, but the Hot Rod Power Tour is kind of like a drive and drag also, because you have 250 mile drive to each event, each venue every day, and at each venue they typically will have drag racing or autocross. So even though it's not scored, it's more for fun. It's still same type of a layout where you're gonna do all those events and do all the driving and all that. So I have yet to do that. That's another one that's on my bucket list I really want to do. So got a lot of stuff to do. So I need to get these cars done. But so that's kind of where I want to end up with the Vet Hawk. It's possible, because it's got a Corvette chassis, that it wouldn't be a bad drag strip vehicle either. So that's another thought, that I could build a drag motor for it and do another wheel package, so that I could put skinnies and slicks on the back, or drag radial, and do some type of drive and drag with that. Got the hiccups. My autocross motor, I don't think I want to do a drive and drag with it, just because dry sump roller motor. Not that it wouldn't be good. I mean, endurance wise, I just don't know if I'd want to put 1,000 miles on it plus drag racing on that engine. I'd rather keep that for autocross, and driving in between autocross events and stuff like that. Because the main thing probably would be that the engine, it wouldn't be quick enough in the road racing engine in that car. Even if the car was prepped for drag racing suspension wise, I don't think it would be fast enough for to compete in any of the classes they're running. So I would probably want to do a different LS engine, and probably build like a heavy nitrous motor or something like that. So maybe I'd build something that would be like a backup type engine, and I could use that for drive and drag. But we'll see how that all goes in the future. Mike says, I've been toying with the idea of doing the sick ward for sick week in the Suburban. That's the oldest and coolest truck I have. Yeah. Yeah, that would be real fun too. I was almost going to do that. They feed you and everything. You wouldn't have the pressures of drag racing. The one thing that stopped me the last time I was going to do it is that sick ward cannot participate with helping the competitors out with their cars. Um, as far as the whole thing with sick week or hot rod drag week is that you and your co-pilot or however many people you take in your car. I saw that Finnegan had three with him, or had two others with him, making three. So those guys can work on the cars. Other competitors can pitch in and work on your car, but people in the sick ward and bystanders can't help you with that. So I almost was going to do sick ward one of the years with Bill and Don, but when I read that I wouldn't be able to work on their cars anyway, and I was busy in the shop, I just decided, it probably wouldn't be good at that point to do it. But that would be fun to do that also. Maybe what we'll do, Mike, is if you're doing your Suburban, I'll follow along with a camper, and we'll have a place to stay every night. We'll see. But yeah, so those are the kind of things I want to do down the road. Hopefully, I gotta get Dick's T-type finished up here. Him and I had a text back and forth, and we agreed that we'd try to get the thing done for December. So I need to get that out of the car, out of the shop, and that's going to be really the next and only big build, even though that didn't start out as a build, but it kind of is a build now. But that's the last big build I'm hoping to do for a while. After Thanksgiving, and the T-type is gone, I think I'm going to do LS swap in Scott's Vega wagon. So I'm looking forward to that. But that's just going to be an engine install and plumbing under the hood and wiring and the fuel injection. That's not going to be a complete build. The big builds are just taking too much time and takes too much pressure. It puts too much pressure on me trying to get these projects done in between. This week, I didn't touch Dave's car, which is almost done anyway, but it was good to see that if I got a couple of small jobs in, I could knock them out and then still have time to where I was able to work on the compressor room and plumb all the air lines in the shop. So that needed to get done. Otherwise, I would have been working on the Cup car. But we'll see how that all works out. Yeah, Mike says we'll have to make a plan. Yeah. Bill says we still want you to participate. Yeah, I want to participate too, Bill, for sure. And who knows? Maybe I get the car done. I mean, maybe I'll go ahead and torture test the road race motor, in a sick week. The big thing that I'm a little leery on is in an NA situation, that motor should make in the 7 to 750 range, horsepower wise. That motor is an LS9. Which is a factory supercharged motor, but it has the big dart and sleeves installed. So hopefully at that power level, the block will be strong and I won't have an issue with that. But I definitely wouldn't want to put a power adder on it. And I think for sick week, I definitely would want a motor with a power adder on it. So we'll see how that goes. I always have a couple LS engines laying around. Maybe we might do an iron 6.0 with some big mast heads or something, and do a direct port nitrous setup. That'd be the easiest to put in the car. Turbo system, a turbo motor, pro charge motor would be fun, but that would probably have to modify too much of the sheet metal and air tunnels and stuff that I'm gonna have in the car for road racing and autocross. I wouldn't want to have to modify all that stuff to go to a drive and drag. I'd rather just be able to change the wheels and maybe change the motor. The transmission will be great for it because it's going to be a 4L80 paddle shifted with a trans brake, so that's going to be fine. And of course, I can change, if I'm changing the engine, I can change the converter easily. So nitrous would probably be the easiest route for that. And if I did radials, I probably wouldn't even have to change tires. I could run the whole entire event on a set of drag radials. So that would probably make the most sense if I did use the Vet Hawk to do that. But In the meantime, we get the Vet Hawk moving along. If I find the right small car project, something small, because the suspension that I got from Ed was under a Willys panel truck, so it's fairly narrow, and so I wouldn't, I'd want to stay with something fairly narrow to reuse that stuff. So a Vega or some other kind of maybe English car, maybe another, maybe a Willys or something. If I can find something that's at a good price, it would make sense to cut up and build into a car. And like I said, that it would probably be something that I'd use in a couple events and then sell, or maybe find somebody that wants to do those drag drive events and wanted to do it with me, and we could be partners or work out some kind of deal with that. That would be fun too. So things in the pipeline. I know Bill keeps dreaming of an LS powered Crossfire. So who knows? There's all kinds of things could always happen. If the right project falls in your lap, you never know. Look at me with this Cup car. It wasn't something I was looking for, but it kind of fell in my lap, and there we go. Now we got a Cup car, and I definitely really wasn't looking to create a road course car out of it, but that's where the car has its most value, and I think would be most enjoyable for the next person. Being this body never had any race heritage, even though the chassis did, but it's not doesn't have the Thunderbird body on it, and it wouldn't make sense to rebody it because we don't have any exact records of what tracks it ran at. So again, the heritage value of the car wouldn't be to the point where you'd want to spend that much money on it. But as a legal road course car where you can go out and do all these semi-professional events, you could do autocross with it, and things like that, track attacks and stuff like that. Somebody could go out and have a blast with this car and have a well-sorted, very safe race car that they can go and have a good time with. And I think at the price point that we're going to sell the car at, it's a super steal. If you're trying to get into a road course car and you want to get like an older wore-out GT1 car, or you want to get into a Porsche or some type of European BMW, something like that, cars that are sorted out, I mean, those are, $70,000 to $200,000. So I think these vintage NASCARs, where they're in the 40 to 70 range, they could be somewhat more than that, but I think that's a really good bang for your buck. You get a loud V8 engine, and of course with the livery like this car has, it's people recognize the car from when it raced. The Phillips lighting was a popular NASCAR sponsor, so the colors and all that stuff are cool. You can get die cast, and I've got race uniform and stuff like that, so you can buy all these things to support and tie into what you're racing with. So it really works out well like that. So just got to get these things finished and move along, and then we can keep moving forward. So it's about all I really have tonight. Appreciate everybody coming out and watching, and looks like we had a pretty good amount of people came out and watched the show tonight. So I want to just thank everybody. Remember, share, like, subscribe. It's free. You don't get any junk mail or nothing like that. It just gets you notifications whenever I drop something, and makes it easy to find the channel and find my videos. You don't have to do a search or anything. You can just go right to your subscription list and click on it, and it'll give you the whole channel. Like I said, the share and like are really good for algorithm to keep people coming back. I've seen, of course, I haven't put any new content out except for the live shows or podcasts, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, the viewer numbers are kind of stagnant right now, so I definitely need to get a couple videos out. And I was looking at another guy's channel that a buddy of mine said, "Oh, check him out." And he's had some people on his show on his live shows podcast that were pretty interesting. So that's something I want to work on. So if anybody knows anybody that is in the racing industry or engineering or just as a car builder or anything like that, and they want to get in on the show, we can. I haven't done where we can do multiple positions, but the software will let me do that. So it'd be something I'd be interested in maybe doing down the road. That way you're just not listening to me ramble on. You bring in a guest and have them speak. I think I'm going to try to get my buddy Pat on next time he comes in this area. I'm going to work on trying to get what it's going to take to get the software to work so we can do it. Maybe I can figure out how, if he's got stuff, we can zoom him in and have him come in the show and do that. So the other thing is I'm not thinking with my brain. We really need to get John and Darren from Race Parts Solutions and get Dale from Go Race Parts. They'd be a good guest to have on the show. They can show some of their stuff. They can give us a shop tour or whatever, and I'm sure we could find some cool things about that. So let me work on that. It just popped in my head while we were sitting here talking. So let me work on those things, and we'll see how that all goes, and we'll get everything ready for next week. I appreciate everybody coming out, and see y'all later. Thanks. See ya.